Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There it is, so you don't miss any of our football content this season. It has been, if I might say, fantastic. Okay, great stuff. John Middlekauff, former NFL scout, 3 and out. I'll tell you, the Chicago Bears, there is going to be stories written for the next 2 weeks on that coaching mess. Yes, you say they should have won. I say I can't believe it was that close. I've never been happier. I root for better coaching. Chicago's coaching was a disaster today. Go back and listen to the first 10, 15 minutes of this podcast and check that out.
You see the ratings on the old Yankees-Dodgers? It's like 14 million people watching these games.
16.5 million watched game 2, the last 2 or 3 innings. 16.5. Let's talk about that for a second. So for years, people have said to me, I would say about 12 years ago, I just stopped baseball. I just said, I'll talk about it in October. And a lot of that was I was getting more and more information from ESPN and Fox on minute-to-minute ratings in cable. You can get minute-to-minute ratings. And what you were finding out is that, and I just poured over these ratings every day for years and years. This is what you found out. The audience rewards you when you talk 2 things: urgency, the games have to matter, and stars. Well, there's no urgency in baseball until October, like none. And the sport doesn't have a bunch of stars. And then Ohtani goes to the Dodgers, Aaron Judge, Yankees start, get to the World Series, and Mookie Betts and Bryce Harper. Now you got about 4 guys who you can just put on the screen and people go, oh, that's Mookie Betts. Oh, that's Shohei Ohtani. I'm watching that game. I don't remember a world. I grew up with the Red Sox in 1976. Bench, Rose, Morgan, Perez, Carlton Fisk. Like you go back. I can remember the names now.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at that game and I'm thinking, Jesus, there's 7 Hall of Famers here. Now, Judge is having a terrible World Series. And I had said before the series, I think Shohei is the best player in the series. I think Mookie Betts is actually the second best player. His versatility, shortstop, second base, outfielder, speed, average power. But it proves once again, the consumer is always right. The consumer was telling you for years, we're just not that interested in Alabama, Georgia. College football dipped for about a 6-year, 8-year stretch. It got too regional. The audience said we're fatigued with Alabama, Clemson. Now college football ratings are going up. Alabama doesn't dominate. Georgia's not quite as good. Here comes Texas. Here comes Ohio State. Here comes Oregon. The audience tells you what to do as a talk show host. And I watched the National League playoffs, the Dodgers, Padres, and I'm like, there's like 8 great players here. Dodgers, Mets,
Phillies.
Mets, Phillies.
Great. Yeah.
And it's like, so 16.5 million people, that'll beat some NFL games. And it's like, yes, we'll talk baseball. You have to give us urgency. I've argued for years, I'd cut out April and half of May. I'd have 120 games. I'd get rid of 40. I'd start the playoffs August 8th. And by Labor Day, you'd be heading to the World Series, playing in the same weather you did for the entire series instead of night games in October, November. So I just think the series has been, you can't take your eyes off it. When all your marketing team does is put out fires, they burn out fast, sifting through leads, creating content for infinite channels, endlessly searching for disparate performances, KPIs, all takes a toll. But with HubSpot, you can stop team burnout in its tracks. Plus, your team can achieve their best results without breaking a sweat. With tools like the built-in Breeze AI, pinpoint the best leads possible, capture prospects' attention with click-worthy content, and access all your company's data in one place. No sifting through tabs necessary. It's all waiting for your team in HubSpot. Keep your marketers cool. Make your campaign results hotter than ever. Visit HubSpot.com/marketers to learn more.
No, it's riveting theater. I do think, and it really hit me last night watching Judge, who looks like, me in Little League or something right now. It's the only sport where the guy that has the best season, you could argue the best player in the American League this year is going to win the MVP, can, even Russell Westbrook or Lamar Jackson, guys that have had bad playoffs. They have bad games, but they are not completely useless. When you can't hit like that, I mean, he can barely make contact. You're just useless. Remember, A-Rod had some moments when he was on the Yankees when he got there. You're like, God, they got to move him down in the lineup. You're just worthless. And to me, that's even more riveting. It's like, is this guy going to get can this guy even get bat to the ball? And to me, that I just think we've obviously haven't seen this matchup since when, like 1981. So it's part of it. You said the Alabama Georgia thing. You felt if we got Dodgers Yankees 7 years in a row, it wouldn't quite feel as cool.
That's right.
It feels like we've been waiting for this thing for a decade because both these two teams have been so good. I think the Yankees are in trouble. I mean, clearly. I mean, they've lost some devastating. Their guys can't run. That's the thing with the Dodgers. I mean, Shohei Ohtani's 6'5". He runs like he's Justin Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
Mookie Betts is an NFL athlete. Stanton can't run, but he hits home runs. But if he's not hitting home runs and Judge's not hitting, they got no shot.
Well, I mean, Tommy Edman.
Who's that guy? He's incredible. Where do they find that guy?
He was the National League MVP. In game 1, he hit 8th. I mean, people talk about the Big Red Machine was the greatest offense in 75, but by the time you got to like the 7th in the batting order, it was Dave Concepcion and Cesar Geronimo. I mean, you have the last 3 guys couldn't hit. When you have guys like Will Smith and Tommy Edman, you're like, these guys are on fire. They run, they can hit for power. The Dodgers lineup, I mean, it was really interesting in game 1 when Aaron Boone, and I thought to myself, this is going to be a bullpen series, especially for the Dodgers. It's going to be a bullpen series. So, keep Yamamoto in or a Flaherty as long as you can, because you're gonna just test your bullpen. The Dodgers don't cross your fingers on Walker Buehler gives you 5 innings. Yeah. But the Yankees, they have better starting pitching, you could argue. And when Aaron Boone pulled Garrett Cole after 88 pitches, I'm like, Aaron, you have like 7 elite hitters in this lineup. If you have to go to a second and a third bullpen guy, you're in big trouble. Until you face the Dodgers lineup, I mean, you and I watch it because it's in the summer. I just baseball games are on in the house. The Dodgers have had 40 different pitchers and they're in the World Series. What does that tell you about their lineup? 40 different pitchers.
I know that Bruce Bochy would have needed his 3rd stint before he pulled out Garrett Cole in that moment. And he's the best postseason manager of the last 25 years. I get that, the front office, that's insane. That really is. And that to me is the deterioration of baseball. Like when I was a kid in the 90s, baseball was huge. Their star players weren't just Ken Griffey and Barry Bonds. They were the pitchers.
Yes.
Because those guys on any given moment could go 130 pitches complete game. And he had 88. It's not like it's one thing. It's like, well, we didn't want to push him past 110. 88 pitches, and he was mowing people down. That's insane. Even last night with Ohtani's buddy from Japan, what'd they pull him with? Like 85? Like, what are we doing here? This is the World Series. This isn't August, but that's the sport.
And I would argue, at least with the Yankees, Judge isn't hitting, in the middle, the back part of their lineup isn't as scary.
No, they're in trouble.
Yeah, Jazz Chisholm's not hitting. So, but you look down to the Dodgers and you get into, I mean, Max Muncy got on base 12 straight times. I said, you don't see that in Williamsport. 12 straight times in the playoffs.
I mean, I grew up in Northern California. I hate the Dodgers and the Lakers. And right now, Anthony Davis looks like Wilt Chamberlain, and the Dodgers look like they're about to sweep the Yankees. This is my worst nightmare.
John Middlekauff. Great stuff, bud.
See ya.